As far as I can tell, we are now live. Well, hello everybody. Hope you're okay wherever it is you are right now. I thought I would do something I haven't done in a while, and that's draw. I've painted a few bits, but I've not drawn in quite a while this year. I've not really done much of it, so I thought I would do some drawing, and I thought I'd try and draw something that I haven't attempted for a great many years, and that is to do a drawing of a Star Trek ship. Now, this is going to be the Runabout. I've got the Eagle Moss model here. I absolutely love this model. I think it's bloody gorgeous. Now, it's not terribly detailed, as you can tell. Probably not as detailed as most of the models that you'll find, but you know, it is a nice looking ship. This is the Orinoco, so it's got a sensor pack on the top. We won't be drawing the sensor pack. We're going to be drawing the Rio Grande. Got no idea whatsoever as how well this is going to go, if it's going to go well, if anyone's out and actually watched the stream. But I thought, you know what, I've got an afternoon off. The house is deathly quiet, which makes a nice change. It has been a fairly busy weekend, and I've got a couple of days off, so I thought, why not spend at least one of them doing stream, seeing who's about, and yeah, just cracking on with some drawing. Every time I pick up a pencil, I feel like I'm out of practice, so it's gonna take me a little while to sort of get to grips with everything, I suppose. And I don't have a sharpener with me, so I'm gonna have to go and grab a sharpener, which is over here somewhere, typically. Thankfully, I do have some sharpeners, so that's good. Fair few of them, actually. So yeah, I'm going to be doing this this image of the Runabout wherever it is. You'll see it in the bottom right hand corner of your picture, and hopefully I'll be able to put it onto here. No tracing or anything, but I will be using a ruler, full-size ruler, to basically make sure everything's straight before I start going over it and whatnot, and we'll see how it turns out. I don't know. It might just be the worst thing I've ever drawn. It might be pretty good, and it might be just downright terrible. I don't know, but I do like the Runabout, so hopefully I will do it justice. So yeah, hope everyone is okay. Chat's not alive yet because no one's come in. Apparently, my room is possessed here because a mug's just fallen over. That's clearly someone telling me, "Don't do it, you madman. People will think you're terrible at drawing." So, who knows? We'll see. Hopefully, you can hear me, and the mic's coming through okay. There's no one here to actually test, but hey, that's just life, isn't it? So, first and foremost, I think I need a scale box. I'm not like a professional artist or anything, and quite often I can't remember how I did things way back when. But let's do a scale box. Let's see if we can get it straight. We'll see how much of this shit we can get done. I'm guessing that's roughly around where I need it to be, using a series of rulers here to get a somewhat accurate measurement of where I need to be. I'll drop that side a little bit. I like to draw in peace and quiet. I think it helps. So let's just do a line straight across, and we'll go to the top. Probably aim for about What did I have that at? 2 centimeters. So we'll probably aim for about the same measurement at the top. Might be a bit sort of further down. Let's go for about 5, because it's quite a narrow picture. Who knows? See people popping in and popping out again. It's kind of like 10 forward, to be fair, when I do 10 forward. Yeah. How's it looking this side? Oh, 59 mils. This is a boring bit. This is trying to get this all marked up and measured up. Right, so, I mean, I'm going to try and get the image in here somewhere. These lines aren't going to stay here, but it reminds me of the old letterbox format. So, go for something a little bit lighter. Probably a good place to start is to bear with me 1 second. Let's see if we can make this. That's better. Make that a bit bigger. That's better. That probably more accurately represents where we're going. I'm going to be talking to myself a little bit. So if I take this scale 22, so we'll 22, we go I'd say about there, and then we're going to go 22 to 20, which is going to put us roughly about 25. Won't be massively central, but you know what? Hey, nobody's perfect. 3 and a 25. Okay, down. Doesn't look straight, does it? For 451. 451. Apparently, it's just my engineer's eye isn't very straight for that. However, it is. And then same this side. I hope everyone's okay. Let me know that you're here in the chat, so I'm not like feeling completely alone. So that's going to be the front of the ship. That's going to be rear of the ship, or the rearest most point of the ship. Yeah, that's good. So 22 back. We're going. 128 for the lower part of the nacelle. This could be a complete disaster, so bear with me. And the nacelle's actually about 1 centimetre, so I'll get my smaller ruler here. The nacelle is about 1 centimetre high. And I said about 128, 129 there. So well, if we get proportions in first, and then I can focus on detail. Or as Degra would say, detail. I'll try not to make too many awkward noises while I'm doing this, by the way. Be a bit like Bob Ross, just making silly noises. And this is going to be a rough sketch, like as rough as they come, rough and ready. So it gives us an idea of scale, I suppose, there. Okay, that's the nacelle. I haven't done this in so long. This could be a complete disaster. It's a bit further in. That is cocks it up already. It's going up. Roughly about 5. Maybe a little bit over, so about there. So 20 point. From the bottom. We measure from the bottom, it might be a bit better. So 130, 34. So we got that there and up there. Seven from the front. 7 from the front. This is literally just going to be me talking to myself for a minute or two. So that's the very front. I'm going to go there as a reference point. And then I'm going to join those 2 lines as straight as we can. So what we're looking at for that is accurate 24. And then okay, so that would mean that so it sort of curves up to that point and then curves up a bit more. What did you say, about 11 centimeters up? A lot of people who do this for a living may actually end up screaming at me saying, "Ah, you're doing it wrong." But that's okay. That's okay too. That's a centimeter. Bussard collector. Is that a centimeter? Does that raise up? That a bit of hole raises up, doesn't it? Oh, damn. Where's my reference point there? That's raising up a little bit. So it's not a straight line. That helps. Not. So the point of the nacelle arm, the pylon, brings that up by what, 2 millimeters higher. So we'll add about 2 millimeters of height onto this. And then we'll erase that when we get a moment. Not really going to be a big problem, is it? And that is... $8 mil over the Bussard collector. About there. Okay. So going to go for about there. Probably a tad higher. A lot of curves on Runabout, funny enough. Back's a lot higher, so back's probably about 8. There. And then we'll go 8, but I know that that goes a lot further down, so just drawing it in stages here, just laying the foundations. And then obviously everything just comes to a point there. So if we, let's try and get the angles right now. So I would say about there. Well, just sketching a little bit. And we've got, this looks shocking, doesn't it? Absolutely shocking. Wow. Wow. This does not look like a runabout at all. Yeah, maybe possibly by the time I'm done with it, but I mean, I don't suppose you can really see much anyway. So that's the base there. God knows how I did this when I was 10. Probably had the brain for it then. I don't really have the brain for it now. I think it's about the same level there as the cell. And that curves up. And that actually goes straight for a bit. And that curves up. There. This is the bit that I'm struggling with because it dirty rubber, that's not going to help. Okay. And then doesn't look like much at the moment, but hoping it will after a few adjustments. There we go. There we go. It's starting to take a little bit of shape now. So this line down there. That's going up there. A peak. So yeah, that's peaks over the top up there. If you are watching, please leave a comment. Let me know that you're here, so I feel like I'm not just gassing to myself, because I do gas every now and then. Right. Still not happy with the front. Feel like it's curving down a little bit too much. And I don't think there's enough at the front, so let's make some adjustments there. I think it, if I'm honest, I think that nose goes up a bit more. Yeah, it's not a million miles away. I think the window goes about there, but I'm not sure exactly where. We can figure that out later. So, probably about there is where the pylon's going to go, and it curves around to about there. I think this is too narrow personally, but it's too squashed. But again, I could be miles out here. That goes sort of backwards and then comes back out a little bit further there. Okay, but to a point. I will be going over this with fine line pen, by the way, just not right now. Obviously, I'll get everything set up properly and where I want it to be. And it won't be exactly to scale. I'm really not that good at my geometry. So much so that pylon's out of line, so that needs to go. Like that. It's also be drawing it 3D to try and get that to pop a little bit. I know where I've gone wrong. I know where I've gone wrong. So it overlaps. It overlaps. So get rid of the pylon. Drawing's about a journey that you go on, because it starts up here, not that's right. So it starts on the back end of here, goes to about here, I would say, and then curves down like that, and then like that, maybe a bit more pronounced. I'd probably say there. Get that curvature a bit better. Find that you end up changing so much as you go along. It's actually quite bonkers. So that, I think that the front bit where I've chosen to do it there is too far forward. So we'll bring that back. To about there. Yeah, that works for me. And then down there like that. I mean, it's not brilliant. I know it's not. I'm not a professional at this, but it doesn't look overly too bad. Will that... Can I get that to a straight line? Yes, I can. So let's put a line in across there to solidify where that goes. I think that could do with coming further back, perhaps. It doesn't look too bad, actually. It's just, I'm not comfortable with it where it's sitting here, so I think that needs to go further back. And there's an extra raised section there as well, where the pylon sits on, or the nacelle attaches to the pylon, so gotta be careful about that as well. So this pylon here, I think there's a little tiny, it is tiny, but there's a little tiny raised platform where it goes. It goes, as you go a bit further back than that. And it goes a little bit past the pylon on this section. So that's a very small line. I'm not sure whether I've got a pen that will go that thin. Just to save confusion, let's get rid of this line here because that is not needed. And might actually explain as well, because that goes past that point and connects up there, which means that can be less pronounced. Excellent. Might look like a smudgy mess, but it'll clean up. It'll clean up. It's not actually looking too bad. It's actually starting to mildly resemble a runabout somewhat. So Emery, what are we doing here? Let's go with some straight lines here. There comes a point when you are drawing where you feel like you should probably just give up because it's not going your way. And it happens so much with me that I hit that level and I'm like, oh, this is just not going the way I want it to go. And you give up. You really genuinely do give up. And I've got many drawings that are sitting unfinished, and it's so easy to just say, no, this has not worked. I don't care. It has not worked. It's not doing what I wanted to do. I give up. And it's the worst thing you can do. Absolute worst thing you can do. I hit that moment when the runabout didn't look quite right, but you just have to stick with it. You genuinely do, because then something happens, something changes, and suddenly it comes to life. The drawing comes to life. Now, this isn't going to look exactly like a schematic for a runabout, but you know what? I don't think that matters, because it'll be recognizable as a runabout. And I don't know whether I'm adding colour to it yet or not. We'll see what it looks like when I go over it in pen. And I'll be using, I think I'll be using some fine line pens, but my God, they're going to have to be really fine line for this. If you are in the chat, please let me know. It'd be great to talk to you. It'd be nice little distraction from the stress of this. Well, I say it's stress. It's not stress. It's just, you know, a little bit of nerve kicking in. I would say, actually, I think that pylon needs to come back a bit further. I think it's too. I haven't got enough nacelle here. Possibly bring that back a little bit more if I can. Like that. Yeah. And then we can drop that down there like that. And it might give us enough spacing to be able to put these in. Not going to be terribly straight. So there's 3 of those. Yeah, that's pretty close, but I can accept that. We'll go finer with the pencil in a little while, once I've gotten everything where I need it to be. So now we've got the warp coil shield, the famous blue warp coil shield, which starts dropping off about here and about here and about here. Try and get a straight line as well, and I would probably send it to about there. Again, not terribly straight. I will straighten everything up. It's just about making sure things are in the right area now. Hopefully you can see this and you can see that it's coming. It doesn't look too bad on the screen. I really do enjoy drawing, even though I'm kind of bricking it at the minute because I'm doing it live. Any words of encouragement people have would be very, very much appreciated. I'm still not happy with this front. It's all out of whack. It's all out of proportion. So I need to do some work there. I'm not entirely certain that this section from here to here is long enough for what I want to squeeze into it. This is fine here. So that section there, everything's sort of a little bit off. So like this section here, I think that's too far forward, which means this is too far forward. So I'm basing everything off of the nacelle here, which means, yeah, nothing's quite right here. This up to this point is okay. I think that's got to go even further back. Whew. Bit of a journey, this. So where that starts going down, that's there. And then you got room for that there. So if we cut that off there, that looks a bit better. I'm useless at scale. I really am. Hello, Mr. Gooner. He is in the chat. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, it's it's going fairly mixed at the minute. The back end isn't looking too bad, but the front end is just a little bit out. So I'm just trying to correct it in places if I can. Try to make it look pretty instead of pretty bad. So if we go about there and adjust that. How are you, my friend? Anyway, it's good to have you here. And anyone else who is in the chat, just say hello. I don't bite hard. So yeah, that looks a bit more promising. So if I do that, and then let's get rid of this line here. It will look a bit smudgy, as I've said. It's fine though. It's absolutely fine. It's not a big problem. Good old-fashioned drawing, not digital stuff. I'm so old, cynical, miserable old sod that I am. Okay, thanks, oh, buddy. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I'm very well. Enjoying a nice, nice day off. I had some holidays to burn before the end of the year because they don't carry over in my amazing place of work. So I tend to. I wanted to get the holiday. You know, I wanted to use up my holiday. Loved your picks with that recap of Picard season 1 and 2. Well, thank you, my friend. Yeah, I wanted to. I was thinking of doing a. Is that right? I was thinking of doing a longer video with an actual script, but I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure if I've got the time to commit to it, but we shall see. Right, so it's the underside now that's the issue. So I'm thinking we'll bring that down a bit closer there to this incredible imaginary, well, not imaginary, faint line we've got, which goes there, and that would mean there. I think it's great as it was. Oh, mate, it's just the sheer amount of stuff that I left out. I was so annoyed that I mean, I did probably did well to remember what I remembered, but it was there was a lot that I'd missed, you know. Certainly when it came to well, mainly when it came to season 1, but season 2, yeah, there was a lot that I missed, an awful lot. And as I was editing it, I was thinking, oh yeah, I forgot about that, and oh yeah, I forgot about that. I could probably, and I could probably do a more length video on on Picard season 1 and 2. It would probably probably break my PC. So it'll be so big. Now that's not looking too bad. I'm a bit happier with the positioning of everything, but I'm still not there yet. Still not there. I think this has got to come further back. And this has got to... I think the gap between this and this, because it's got to match up to about there. So, over there in this cell, this is, I think, can afford to be a bit longer. Yeah, that looks better. And then that can go further up there. That can go. I have to watch my spittle here. My drawing. When I talk, leaning down the paper, I tend to watch out. He spits. So embarrassing when you talk to people and you just. Oh, I'm sorry. I just spat all over you. So I'm just trying to talk. Yeah. Yeah. I think that might be good enough. So that's level over that now. It's got a little bit going that way. That's got flat at the front. Not too bad. That's got more of a point. So there we go. A bit more of a point there. And then that moves over to there. That becomes part. That's a sticking point. So I would probably. That's a problem. We have another problem. I think. Because the line should, this line here, should end there. And then it starts going down. at that point. So let's just wipe that line. Anyway, really enjoyed the show and truly was an honour being invited on, mate. It was a genuine pleasure for me too, sir. It was lovely to shake things up a little bit on the stream, have someone different on, get a different point of view and opinion on things. Well, to be fair, it's probably the same point of view, but it was nice to have someone else there. Don't get me wrong, I love Xell, love Watch Nerd, but it's nice to shake things up, and I think it's definitely going to have you on again, sir. It was a lot of fun on my very small corner of YouTube. It was a lot of fun, in fact. So yeah, fantastic experience. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy with that scaling there. I'm happy with that. That's really good. These streams don't often generate too much interest because people are like, oh god, he's drawing, he's not ranting away at Star Trek Picard or something like that, but it is just good for the soul to be able to sit and draw. And I thought, you know what, this afternoon definitely going to sit and draw. So I thought, you know what, maybe some people would like to watch me draw. It's possible. It's not that improbable. So okay. I mean, then we're going to raise it up for you people here. Yep. So that's, you know, it's not going to pick it up now, is it? There we go. There we go. That's what I've got so far. Not looking too bad. Yeah, if you enjoy it, then why not? Absolutely. And I've done some drawing videos before, and but having said that, I need to get on. So I'll see you soon, buddy. Thank you so much for joining, Gooner. Thank you for that that little spell. Very, very appreciative. It was a very quiet stream before you got here. Hopefully people will make their presence known. But yeah, check back on progress later. Yeah, I should be streaming for a few hours, to be fair. Got a few hours of a few hours to kill before, you know, kids start coming back from school and whatnot. So get rid of that window. That's confusing things. So yeah, look after yourself, my friend. Thank you. Where are we going? I think probably a lighter pencil. I mean, to be fair, that's not looking too bad. Let's see if I can scale it up a bit. Oh, it's not a million miles away. That's not a million miles away, so that's pretty good. Okay, we'll check back later then. Yes, mate, I will be here. I don't plan on going too far. That's too dark. I never remember my pencil shades, by the way. Let's do it lightly with this. Get the old sound of the pencil sharpening going. Good. That didn't work. I need quite a sharp point for this. Yeah, I'll go over it in pen a little bit later. But right now, I'm just going to add some of these lines in for a little bit of reference. Probably next one goes about there. And I'm going to try and get some of this, I can't point to it. There we go. Some of this detailing in as well. You know, the ship insignias and stuff like that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If these lines actually, these grid lines may help just to sort this out a little bit, because that one that I've just drawn there gives us a clear indication then of the line that it needs to run from on that curve. So that's That's a bit better. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so the next line is going to go before the bottom, I believe, tractor array. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm probably going to go about there for the next one. There are 2 that are in between. There we go. There's 2 in between, and they sort of position. So I think they're more sort of central, and it gives us an idea of where the window's going to sit. So they're quite close to one another, and then the window sits quite high up. So we're going to go up there. And then, so that's not looking too bad. Okay. So I'm going to do a line. It's only a halfway down, but I'm going to do a line about here, possibly. It's towards the back of, oh no, okay, that's fine. So that's, I'm going to do a line there. And then another reference line there, although that's not a complete line in the picture. Then on the other side of this, we've got a strip of, oh, I can't even tell you what they are without getting the technical manual out. Yeah, Bussard, on top of the Bussard collector. Yeah, a lot of this you just sort of end up making it up as you go along, because a lot of it doesn't quite fit. So I think this sensor pack needs to go. This top needs to go back further, I think. So not all of it's going to be exactly right, but it's going to be as close as I can get it right. If anyone's actually watching, could you give me just a sound check to make sure I'm coming through okay, please? We've got very little room for this, but we'll see what we can do. If I go straight down here to this light here, it's almost like something's strapped onto it, isn't it? Let's do the thin line there. It could be like a variant runabout, like the Yellowstone or something. Yellowstone runabout. Okay, so that's the bottom there, which means we've got another on there to go, and then up we go to there, and then that's going to go down. Yep, and then we've got another one that comes up to about here. Maybe my pencil is a little bit too dark for this, but it's okay. Again, not a massive issue. There, 3 lines. There and there. And they don't carry on through, so they can be positioned in different places. So there's a line going down, obviously crossing that little chasm there, and then a line here, as long as everyone can see what I'm doing. There, again, a little bit of license to make things a little bit different, and then one there, and then one there. And as you can see, we've got a little bit too much showing here, but that's okay as well, because it's not exact. I just wanted to get, when I was measuring it, I just wanted to get an idea of where everything was going to sit. so there, and then make this a little bit smaller, just for the sake of it, for the sake of space. So, what's it? Oh, this is where things start to go a little bit wrong. That's okay. Again, not at the end of the world. There. Looks line there, and then that comes to a complete drop there. That again. Oh. And I haven't done all that in between, but that's okay. Again, that's not the end of the world. Two lines there, one there, and one there. Could be going worse, I suppose. So that's I've got to check my space in here. The lines aren't making any sense here. I think the window's in the wrong place. In fact, I can confirm the window is indeed in the wrong place. I've drawn the window in the wrong place. What an absolute fool. So the window actually comes over this way. Same sort of height. About there. That looks a bit better. I'll probably go a bit higher, possibly. You know what? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Right. Very confusing. Right. So, really, should be a line there. A line there. And a line there. Crikey. Crikey, Riley. I am going to get rid of this line here, because that is ever so slightly mildly confusing matters. Okay. This looks complicated. Okay, so let's start with an anchor point, which is going to be these two lines here, going roughly about there, and I'll say there. Okay, and then we've got like a blue bar. I want to do the outside first. So 3 lines there. 1, 2, 3. Probably a little bit too thick. In fact, they are way too spaced apart. Closer. Closer. Yeah, could be worse. Could be worse. Windows are pretty much at the same level here, so we're going to stick this window in here between these two little portholes. Neaten that up later. Yeah, might be a little bit too thick there. Might be able to take a notch off. Let's take a notch off. We'll do that in a minute. That line there and a line there. 2 lines there. 1, 2. Okay. Yeah. That in a cell looks complicated. It's just really complicated. Wow. That's gonna be complicated to do, man. So complicated. So complicated. Let's make this top line more defined. There we go. And then we've got this, which sort of goes here, and that's a darker thing with a lot of smaller lines in it. We've got this one, which goes nyot. This one, which goes nyot, nyot, and sort of at an angle. Okay. If you haven't already liked the stream, then I'm really sorry. Hopefully you do like the stream and you're enjoying it. So please, if you are, just hit that like button for me. That would be fantastic. There's a little bit of curvature on the cells. It's a darker shade, but I'm just going to put these lines in where I can. And I'm going to go either side of the warp coil lighting strip because I don't think it should go through. They do on the picture, which is a slightly, I think, a bit of a flaw there. But who am I to argue? Who am I? Who am I to do that? Looks like a lot of dead section here, but that's fine. Wow. You might have noticed that I'm moving around the picture a lot, and that's because I want to make sure scaling is as it's in scale within itself, if that makes sense. It's not by any means, like I said, it's not accurate, but it's getting there. I'm not unhappy at the moment, but we'll see. I'll see if I am made to be unhappy a little bit later. So far, everything's sort of ending up in the right place. Sort of. Need to spend some time on this top array. And these lines should help with a little bit spacing. Let's do a straight line there to help that show up. Right. I'm coming to the pylon. I almost don't want to do the pylon. It looks way too complicated. As complicated as saying complicated is, apparently. So that's our 3D aspect there. Shows that that's a one very thick bit of metal. So there's 2 windows at the back, side windows, I think you can call them that, and they're actually straight. So where there's a curve there, they're actually straight, but somewhat at an angle. You know, they're not going to be straight. They look crap, but I'll straighten them out later on. It's just a matter of getting lines drawn. And the top has a line going over. It appears we have 2 squares here. Yeah, this is definitely a lot longer than it needs to be, but again, not a problem. Working out the kinks, working out the flaws. I'll straighten those out later, again, just for reference. Two lines down there, one there. Hello, Alia. How are you doing? Gooner's gone. He will be back though at some point. But yeah, Gooner was here. How are you doing, Alia? You okay? Excuse me. Good to have you here. I'm still suffering a little bit with the chest infection I've had for the last, I don't know, 3 weeks. I think it's been now. So I do apologise if I cough in the background. Trying not to cough too much. We'll do there. You'll do there. You'll do that and there, and you'll do there, and then there's one bridging those two there. Doing well. How are you? Yeah, I'm not too bad. I found myself with a day off today. You got to burn those holidays up. So before Christmas. So yeah, I decided to take today and tomorrow. Tomorrow I plan to do possibly a bit of gaming, which would be nice. Kids are at school, obviously. Wife is at work. So I am just chilling out in a dark room, doing some drawing, trying to draw a runabout. It's not going too bad, to be honest. Could be a lot worse. So, be happy to say that goes there. That goes up a level there, as that goes down there, and that goes up a level there. Nice. Looks nice. Looks nice so far. You really think so? Oh, thank you. To be fair, it didn't when I first started. I was like, oh, this looks terrible. I'm making a complete arse of myself live on stream, but it does seem to be going quite well. So I'm quite chuffed, really. Obviously, it's a lot of pencil detail at the minute. I'm not entirely certain where I'm going to take it after this, after I've laid everything out. I may go over it in pen, make it pop out a little bit more, but I'm not entirely sure yet. At least if I do go with pen, it will be like I said, it will pop. It will. Beginning is always scary. Yeah, exactly. Especially when drawing for me. Yeah, I've always preferred it to be a private thing, but I do find myself getting very lonely when I draw, and it's almost like I want to share it with people, but it's scary to share it because you never know. You know, people are out there and they say, "Oh yeah, you're crap. You are. You know, you can't draw." I've been drawing since I was old enough to pick up a pencil, but it can be really daunting to share this sort of thing with people. And yeah, because the picture doesn't always look right when you start, doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that you can't envision the end product yet. Banton, how are you, my friend? It's so good to see you again, my friend. Genuinely nice work, man. Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. Very much appreciated. I'm so moved. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I think from here we'll do the pylon, which is probably the most complex looking thing in it. But once we get it done, I'm going to draw a line there and draw a line there. It gives me a basic reference point where to fill in, because you got the majority. If you look on the, I keep pointing to it, but it's not there. I'll see if I can make the picture a little bit bigger. See if that helps at all. I'll try and draw a little bit further over so you can see. So yeah, I'm drawing this. the central line has yeah, it's got those blocks in. They're quite complex to look at. So if I try and space them first, we'll see what happens. So one there. Someone's car alarm keeps going off. It's not mine, thankfully. And they got that there. So that's the base of that. And this is the line. We'll reference this later. We've got a blue line, and then another square with, I think that might be a bit small, but again, we'll cope. It's going to be about the same height, isn't it? So maybe, yeah. That's actually not a million miles away. Probably be a little bit. Probably make that a little bit bigger. So space the box. I may bring that up a little bit more. Let's do that. So yeah, let's bring that up a little bit more. Like so. And then I don't want to go too high with this blue bar, but I don't want to go too low with it as well. So probably about there and there. There you see they look more equal. They look more level. So off the back of that, but not all the way down, go sort of here and not quite as high, but further, yeah, there. I'm talking to myself and to you guys, so I do apologise if this isn't your cup of tea. This is literally me trying to find a way to relax on my day off. So, and yeah, I do apologise if this is not what you come to this channel for. I just thought I'd try something a little bit different. Well, I'm sure the crew is absolutely fine. Vanson, I haven't seen you in a while. Is everything okay with you? Alia, you good? So I'm gonna put here. I really wish someone would sort that alarm out. It's very annoying. I'm gonna put. I'm gonna write in there just for now and CC 724. This is a placeholder 52. Okay. And there's an even smaller row of something here. Are you all enjoying this new 10 forward format anyway? With different hosts. Or do you want the original hosts back? I'm enjoying having a little bit of variety, to be fair. It's bit of variety, diversity of opinion now. No, it's not really about diversity of opinion, I suppose. It's just, you know, sometimes it's nice just to shake things up a little bit. And watch Nerd and Xell, you know, very graciously decided to, you know, agree to take a sort of step back and let someone else have a go on 10 forward, and hopefully be getting a few more people interested, which would be nice. So you guys are more than welcome to come on. You just have to go through a bit of a vetting process first. But you know, it's not arduous. It's just a couple of things you have to agree to. Trying to keep this all in scale is challenging by eye. I'll put it that way. I'm just going to do a series of lines. Take a little bit of artistic license here, because a lot of that is way too complicated to draw. At least it'll look kind of right. Apparently there's someone at my front door. I don't think there is. I think there's just someone walking by. Yep, someone walking by. Works for me. Alright. Just as soon as I you know the blue bar there. I might have done that a little bit too big, but again, I don't really mind at this point. I'm literally just taking a little bit of license here. It's not going to be an exact carbon copy. Then it doesn't have to be. I've got to be careful when I fill this in with pen. I have to be really careful of the lines, because I don't know how thick the pen's going to be. I'm going to have to do some testing beforehand, I think. And then pencil's getting a bit too thick now. Okay. I wouldn't say I'm massively unhappy with that at all. It's coming along nicely. Let's redraw around some of these outer edges. Get a bit more defined. Rear of the ship. Okay. Now, just fill in these front bits. I'm going to bring that more to a point there. Front's looking a bit bare. I love the design of this ship. I really do. I think it's just a gorgeous ship. You'd be hard pressed to find a prettier shuttle than this. I don't rate the Delta Flyer too much. I'm not a massive Delta Flyer fan. I think it's okay. It's a little bit too sort of hot rodish to me. I'm not a fan of the hot rod design for shuttles. I like kind of sleek. The thing is with a runabout is it's you know, if you really think about it, a runabout, you know, I'd love to own one. You know, that's one ship I wish would sort of real, because it's a versatile ship. You can use it for pretty much anything. It's got enough range on it to get you where you need to go, and you know, it's comfortable living as well. You've got living quarters in the back. You've got, you know, all action up at the front, living quarters in the rear. You know, it's good. I think it's a great design. You know, and then you know, I think guys, the fucking creative team behind Star Trek, they're something else, aren't they? They really are something else. You know, so much love went into designing these things, with, you know, thought about, okay, look, we're creating this world, we're creating this universe, and right now in this universe, people have got to go around space and be able to travel through space, and we've got to make sure that we design something that makes it true that they can get through space. Well, you know, it's got a deflector array, it's got photon torpedoes, it's got phasers, and all of that sort of stuff. It's a great ship. Generally all round awesome piece of kit. Okay, so we're getting somewhere now. Just gonna go around these edges just to make them pop a little bit. Because you have to differentiate the structural lines from the rest of the hull. Like I say, you can easily go wrong if you fiddle too much, especially with pen. So I'm just weighing up my options here. What do you think I should do? There we have it. That's a runabout. Don't know how much detail you can make out. The camera's not exactly brilliant, but that's a runabout. Deciding what to do now. I think we should do some testers with the varying different pens that I've got, because I need bold lines for the angles, and I need fine lines for the for the hull lines. Little box of tricks here. Let's put that on top there to protect the drawing. Let's see what we've got in the little magic box. Oh God, if we can get into it. There we go. I'm gonna rest it on the keyboard. I'll just end up ending the stream prematurely. Right, I've got these. Now these are fantastic. They're pretty much the same pen, apart from these grey ones. Get rid of them. They have thick lines. These are fine lines. They are pretty fine, as you can tell. Let's test this one, make sure it... Yeah, that's a pretty fine line. Now the trick is with these is it's pretty nerve-wracking. The longer you leave the pen on, the thicker the line's gonna be. which can cause a problem, obviously. What have we got here? That's not what I'm looking for. I do have these as well. They are, I think they're like paint pens, so I don't think they're going to be particularly useful. No, they're a little bit too thick, but they do have lots of colours, as you can tell. Amazon, gotta love Amazon. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think? Do you think? I mean, I think I'm pretty much going to. I think I'm pretty much going to go over it with pen. What do you guys think? I mean, yeah, the longer you leave it on, the thicker the line becomes. So I'd have to be really careful, like really precise. I mean, I'm happy with the scale and the dimensions. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. Pen, make it pop, but take your time. Oh, hell yes. Time. Take my time. Takes a lot. Takes a lot. If I do the exterior first. I do the exterior first. Yeah. Do the exterior first. This is where it's going to get a bit nerve-wracking, so I might not be looking too much at the chat. Let's see how we go on. I'm just going to do the exterior lines and the lines that intersect. So the different sections. So you can see here the outer lines and the lines that intersect across. So let's take a deep breath. There are points where I don't want to do lines, though. I'm going to have to be really careful because this paper will absorb this pen quite a lot. Let's take a drink. Why is it when you're doing something that you enjoy, whether it be game streaming or drawing or anything like that, every single time it fucking flies by. I do pen work. I'm actually a working graphic designer. Get out of town! And from top left to bottom right to avoid any smudging due to being right-handed. I see what you're saying. This stuff, to be fair, this stuff dries really quick. These pens are fast drying. If I take my time, I should be okay. I've done plenty of this sort of stuff. You work a working graphic designer, man. That's exactly what I wanted to get into when I was younger. Unfortunately, well, I'm not putting too fine a point on it, but I was a bit of a div, bit of a knobhead. I can't really put it any other way. I didn't pay attention in school. I didn't do anything in school that was worth doing, and I wasted the time. I only now know, now that I've somewhat matured, just how much time was wasted. I'm just going to go over some of these lines to make them a bit clearer. So I actually forgot a little bit here as well. So I'm going to go over that as well. Just create it a little bit there, and then that recesses a little bit there. So you know, graphic designer, I've basically done everything wrong here. This drawing isn't to scale, but you know what, it looks good. What do you think as a graphic designer? Am I any good at what I'm doing? This is some good stuff here. I have been for 32 years now. Wow. So many of my subs are so much more interesting than me. Why don't any of you have like a YouTube channel? Make a YouTube channel. There's some good stuff here. That really makes me smile. Thank you. I'd like you to be honest as well. Canvas Affinity Program. Computer programs. Whoa, scary stuff. Right, I think I'm ready to go. I think. No, not at all. You have good line control, plus you're not scared to commit to each section. I'm a bit scared now, I must admit. But let's do it. What can if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Yeah, if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. We'll just have to live with it. So, literally the bottom line. I may mess this up. So just do beg my pardon. Yeah, okay. I've done the first line. I prefer to manually use Adobe stuff generally. Right, that's one line done. I do hate this though. Where the pen makes content, I've got to be a bit quicker, so it doesn't set in and cause a blot. Oh, I went a bit over there. I don't mind a few rough edges. I'm going to shift these along a little bit. I'm going to have to because the lines don't meet. Deep breath. Again. Deep breath. Oh, this is tense. The thing is, I find it's worse when you're actually pleased with how it's going, because you're like, I really don't want to mess this up. Let's do this. I'm going to do a few of these lines though here, so let's straighten this up. Not great, but not bad. Keep going, keep going. If I didn't care about the picture, I wouldn't be bothered. Yeah. That's also having a little bit of faith in what I've already drawn. When I was in high school, I assume that means high school, I did I did a tech course in Adobe for 2 years. So true. I did a full fat 4.5 year masters in graphic design, fine art and photography. Big chunk of my life. I feel like I barely know any of you. It's phenomenal. You people are amazing. You really are. I've attracted a lot of people to my channel. A lot of fantastically talented people. You've got Clayton, who's a author. You've got Xell, who's a musician. You've got Vanson, who's a graphic designer. I've got the sci-fi shipyards. He builds digital versions of these ships. It's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Ooh. We're getting there. We are getting there. Phenomenal people. Yeah, bro, but your channel is an absolute keeper. Oh, mate, you flatter me. You really do. But I don't actually. I don't think my channel's all that. I love doing it and everything. I really appreciate everyone's opinions on it. I really do, positive and negative, because it gives me a chance to learn. But no, you are very, very kind in saying that. It's just I wish I had more time to do it. Yeah, that was a bit dark. Shit. Apologise for any foul language as well. Trying to perform a miracle here. Not make a mistake. Which I think I already have. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just keep going. You know when you hear your front door go, but it might be next doors. UK, you have a good head on your shoulder. Oh, thank you. Again, doesn't feel like it some of the time. I think I've been a bit harsh on things. Maybe now and then. Could have been adopting a kind of a different approach to life as I'm getting older. I just think it's too short to just do a doomcock and stay angry at things. Oh, we've got the curves now to do. I'm gonna do lines and then join them. I think is probably the best thing to do here. This is funny. This is really funny, but it's not at the same time. It's not funny. It's not funny. Why are you laughing? Yeah, that's the right line. That's the right line. God, I haven't done this since I was a kid. Seriously. Oh, don't like that. I'm actually sweating. I'm actually sweating. This one's going to be tough to do because I don't exactly know where it goes, but we'll see. See how this goes. Oh. Oh. Blight. Oh, you fucker. Oh. Yeah, baby. I don't know why I'm getting so worked up. This is really funny. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of an angle on that one because it has an angle. Man, I wish my lines were that clean. Bless you. When you love doing something, anything, it comes across, especially when it comes to forward-facing social media. Yeah, I got Paramount Plus through my cell phone plan, so I get to suffer Star Trek Academy soon. You won't be suffering alone. I can assure you of that. I will bear the brunt wherever I can, but you and I think I'm going to have my patience tested quite a lot. Quite a lot, I think. Starfleet Academy. What were they thinking? Seriously, what were they thinking? I don't know what they're thinking. It's a curve. I went a little bit outside my line there, but I think it worked. Oh, you no want to watch Star Trek Feelings? My life, it's going to be bad. It is going to be bad. Alia, don't do it. Use your plan for better shows. Let DM suffer it. Bless him. Just Gooner. Let DM make the sacrifice for everybody. Okay. Right. Bussard time. Bussard time. I know it's not a thick line on the drawing, but I'm going to make it one now. And I'm going to make this as straight as I can get it, and then this as straight as I can get it. Straight, Rich, straight. Okay. This is really important to get right. Not quite the way I wanted it to go, but not bad. Not bad. Right. I'm going to draw a line down there too. Separate those a little bit, and then it doesn't quite go to that, does it? To that bit. Don't mind me, I'm just talking to myself. That one looks a little bit wonky. It's definitely a straight line there, so let's do it there. And oh, balls are fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. Went too far with that line. Damn it. I have a line where I don't want it to be. Just have to see if I can correct it in any way. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Really bloody annoying. There it is. Damn. Let's see what I can do about that. It happens. It happens. It happens. Right. There and there. So there. It's there. I didn't think I'd have a problem with the straight lines. I thought it would be the curves. He says, as he goes to do the curves. Fall. Pinch of shading always helps. Yeah, coming along nicely. Wow, it still looks good though. Thank you. To be fair, I did. Might still have it somewhere. I drew the Enterprise, I believe the B, like this when I was like 12 or something, and it was actually better than this is now. So go figure. Go figure. Right. Gonna do this line either side of that strap. Looks like a strap coming down. underneath there. Oh, it's over there. It's going to be that. That. And there. Brilliant. Thicker hull lines. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about the thin ones. This may be the thinnest pen I've got. Let's see what we can do. Thank you everybody for joining. I didn't know how this stream would be received. Honestly, I didn't know whether people would join because it's drawing. I know it's Star Trek, but still. Thank you everybody for being here. It's nice to it is nice to be able to share this sort of thing. I do. I've just realised the insignia on the side. Oh, thank you, Gooner. Thank you very much. What type of paper are you using? Believe it or not, I don't know where you guys are from, but in England we have a retail chain called WH Smith's. This is a WH Smith's. It's basically their premium paper. I've used this for years, and I do mean years. I've used it for so long. It's ridiculous, and I absolutely love it. It's great paper. I've tried other papers. I'm not keen on them, if I'm honest. Cartridge paper, I can't work with it. It's just too absorbent. So you know, I'd say they say it's premium drawing paper. I'd be like, yeah, right. It's just drawing paper. Shocking, absolutely shocking. Right. Going over every single one of these lines is going to take forever. This pen dries incredibly quick. I think I can do thinner lines. I think. So I'm getting a feel for the pen now. And I think it'll look better once I erase all the pencil. It'll really pop then. How's the quality of the stream? Is it any good? I'm using a mobile phone camera, and this one with me in it. That's a HD camera. I used Strathmore in HS in high school. Strathmore. Ah, right. Okay. I love drawing streams. Oh well, then for you alone, I should probably do more of them. I do enjoy drawing. I've got an art channel. If you're interested, it's I haven't done too much with it. I've got about, I don't know, 10, 15 videos on there, something like that, where I've time-lapsed me drawing. It's not something I advertise everywhere, but if you are interested, it's called Sharps ASM Art. It's Sharps is spelt with a Z. I don't, like I say, I don't really do much with it at the moment. I've got some videos waiting. I was gonna try starting a new art channel, try and get it, you know, a certain amount of videos ready for it to launch. Because you know I love doing reviews, but I also love me a bit of art. So you know, art channel, repair channel, just loads of different channels. But no, if you are interested, it's called Sharps ASMR or something like that. It's got a picture with some piece of paper with 3 pens on like that. Do you ever think of adding emojis with a subscription mode? I'm not all that familiar with it, Alia. To be fair, let's put it this way: I have a lot to remember in my life. I'm a boss man where I work, and I have, I don't know, 30 different things to do a bloody day. It takes up a lot of mental power. Bugger, I've just gone too far. Takes up a lot of mental power. And the channel is something that I just leave to its own devices a lot of the time. I probably should do something with it properly. But it's that and 4 children, a wife, you know, who bless her, lets me do quite a lot of stuff that, you know, I should be able to do anyway, but it's not like, oh, she lets me. It's a case of she's understanding when I want to do these things, when I want to do the streams, when I want to do, you know, my hobbies and activities. You know, she gets to go out and do stuff as well, but it's good for us. But we're just very busy and doing more with the channel in terms of like emojis and designing things. I'm actually quite lazy with it. I don't make any money on the channel, not really. Super chats do come to me, but I don't know. I don't make a lot of money on YouTube. I'd be about 100,000 years away from earning enough to, you know, quit work and stuff like that. So I don't really have a lot of that. Crew call out. Where's everyone watching from? I'm in a teeny tiny village of Northern Ireland. No way, get out of town. Really? Of course, in real life and family first. Yeah, family. My family does come first in everything that I do. And you know, when I had the small break at the beginning of the year from YouTube and from doing 10 forward, it was only because both my wife and my children said they want me back, and they don't feel that they quite got me. So for that and many other reasons, I gave 10 forward a bit of a break. This is tense work, I tell you. Tense. Starting to pop a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm East Coast Mauritius. No way. Oh, people from all over the blooming world. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, Alia? If whatever you're comfortable with, obviously. And you, Vanson, tell me a bit about yourself. As much as you're comfortable sharing, of course. It is a live stream after all. No, America. Oh, East Coast America. Don't I feel like a complete div? America. Yeah. I take it. I take it. That's. I thought that was Marisha. What a tit. I'm just gonna shut up and get on with my drawing now. America. Yeah. Coming again. Say the day. Yeah, America. Yeah. What you gonna do when we come for you now? Too long. It's Team America. Sorry. Oh, that film is amazing. Salute my button. So no, I'm going. Family Guy. Family Street. So what's that like out there in America right now? Marisha. Sorry. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to get your place of origin wrong, but it's Marisha. God, I love to do this professionally, you know, just sit here and draw for a living. It's like living the effing dream, that is. East Coast America. No, America. It's freezing. Snowed yesterday. Wish it was summer. Yeah, it ain't much better over here in the British Isles. It's cold and wet and damp, so pretty normal. Kind of like our soul. Wet and damp. But to be fair, you know, we don't have the worst weather in the world. I think Clayton can win that one in the Discord. Because he says, hi there from Manitoba. I had to borrow my friend's dump truck to get out of my front drive. Oh, jeez, Louise. It actually gets up to about minus 200 up here. We really wrap up warm. Bless it. Alright, so on the first window, it has a line. On the second window, it has no line. So this window here, it's sort of curved. It's got a bit of a curve on it. Oh, why is it starting to hurt? Some fine detail work. Fine detail. I say fine detail. That's still making me laugh, Marisha. What a knob. Yummy. I have no idea if you're enjoying this stream, but you know, if you are, I'll do more of them. If you're not, then that's fine. What am I gonna do about that line? That was a good one. Put a smile on my face. Oh bless. I'm glad. I'm glad it did. If I'm honest. Now I suppose, just put another one there. Make it look like. Yeah, at least balances it out a little bit, and I can deal with it later. Runabouts are really composed of some very satisfying curves and shaped sections. Yeah, I love the Runabout. It is my favourite Starfleet ship. Like, genuinely, my favourite Starfleet design. Like I say, if you owned one, you'd be a happy person, wouldn't you? You really would. You'd be so chuffed. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna pop over to the moon and have a picnic. And you know, oh, I just need to pop to Alpha Centauri. I'll be back in a few hours. You know, I could live aboard one of these things. I'd be like perfectly happy living aboard one of these things. You'd be like, yeah, you know, they got bathroom facilities, they got living quarters, bunks, main dining areas, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's a little rough around the edges, this one. Amazing. That'd be great being in Sydney in like 5 minutes. Always been fond of the Akira class starships, big curvy gunships. Yeah, the Akiras are nice. I would still take the Runabout though, but yeah, nice. Don't think I'm going to be able to go massively fine detail here, if I'm honest. The pen just isn't. It just isn't that fine detail, you know. Um, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get a lot of this detail in. I really doubt it. I really doubt it. Let's focus on this section now. But to be fair, you know, at a certain level of detail, you can knock out a lot of detail, and it won't lose anything from the picture. I've fucked up there, but it actually worked to my advantage. There's no pressure having a graphic designer on the stream either. I'm not feeling any pressure. No, I'll take your word for it, mate. I'm not doing abysmally until I actually cock up like that. What an idiot. Whew. Okay, let's see if I can do some finer lines here without messing it up. That's not bad going. That's not bad going at all. Right. I'm sort of dealing with it one level at a time. Because I know some of this. Oh, shit. I know some of this is finer lines, and I didn't really want to draw them in, but some of this I just don't want to miss out. It's like the hatch. It's a finer line, but I want the hatch. I need the hatch. It is a feature. Every ship needs a door, right? And you got a little step there as well. With a little box here as well. Stop rushing. Okay. Fucking hell. That's not looking bad. That's not looking bad at all. Generally speaking, happy with that. I'm going to go over some of this detail. The registry number, I'm going to leave that just for now because I want to make sure I can practice that before I actually do it. I'll leave enough room for it. A lot of steady breaths here. Ooh. Ooh, suit you. Oh, you can see my hair going in the camera. Sorry about that. This is my little quiff. Oh dear. Yeah, alright. Let's get on with it then. Yeah. Yeah, only a certain level of details going into it now. Because I'm running out of a little bit of space. One, two, three. Two, three. I'll get those little boxes in a moment. Take a little bit of license on this one. Because a lot of these lines aren't meeting anywhere. So again, just a little bit of license being taken here. Yeah. Realise I kind of messed up a little bit because I haven't put the insignia on the side, but I'm not overly fussed because I can possibly give a little bit of an effect there with a red version of this pen, which I do actually have. So if we go 1, 2, 4, Excellent. Little boxes to go. 2 little tops on here. Damn, smudged a little bit. Never mind. That can be interesting. Again. 2. Sorry if my hair's in the way. 3. Damn it. I messed up. I'm too low. No, it's just the insignia, I believe. Let's put these lines in here. I think I'll better with them on. Okay. Oh, missed a few. Missed a few. They're very tiny though. That's okay. And we'll put one there. Oosh in the boosh, everybody. That is a runabout. Oh, crikey. Cracking up. Yeah, that is a runabout. So, yeah, it's all dry. That's cool. So, I'm going to take an eraser to the pencil now. Really make it pop out. That is clean. Thank you. It is, I am actually quite happy with it. I need a clean eraser. Typically, all my cleaning stuff's over there. Just bear with me. Oh. I've actually found a lot more stuff. Like a lot more. This is all my colour stuff. It's about the same thickness actually. So, red pen. It's not going to work. It's actually quite thin. I like that. I might be able to put my logo in. Typically. No blooming sandpaper. Right. Okay. I have to do it on the side of the desk. Okay. Let's see what we can do about this. Try not to smudge too much, but I know I've smudged a lot of pencil to the paper, so let's just be methodical here. That's not looking good. There'll be a few flaws on the paper, I think. Try and keep it in frame as much as I can, guys. Two and a half hours been streaming now. Wow. Time really does fly when you are doing something that you enjoy. Part of the reason I think we're on this planet in some ways to learn a harsh lesson. It's not coming up. The grid's not coming up. That's annoying. It's ingrained. Should have done it lighter. Oh well. Not bad for a first attempt. How much of a sweaty back I've got as well. Okay, rest of the pencil on the Runabout. Might seem somewhat clinical, lacking a bit of artistic flair, but to be perfectly honest with you, I'm still happy with how that turned out, considering how worried I was at the beginning. Not bad going at all. A few marks here I can't get rid of. Possibly pen, where it's mixed in with the rubber, I don't know. But that's not bad going. Quite happy with that. See if we can get it a little close and personal with it with that. There you go. That's not shabby. I don't think that's too shabby, considering that was essentially freehand. That's not bad going. Yeah, it's missing a lot of the detail at the moment, in terms of like the color and everything, but you know, that's not bad going. I'm happy with that. Quite enjoyed that. It's not by any means finished. Not at all. Just trying to think now what the best idea is, whether to add colour or leave it as a black and white. Be nice to get some colour going, but I don't know whether I've got to find enough pens to do like the insignia on the side. It looks a bit sterile, doesn't it? Don't know. I'd have to. I think if I was going to add colour, I'd have to do some testing to see. Let's see if it fits in the picture. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe some light watercolouring. Pick the bane of my life. Watercolours. Never really used them. Well, I mean, I did at school, but never really used them. You want something that's not going to impose too much. I mean, I do have these as an alternative. These are probably not those. I do have these, which are let's put this on again to protect it. I do have these, which I do have various different shades of grey, without going into the damn book title too much. And and they are, you know, fine paint, and they do sort of cross over and get rid of a lot of the lines. So it is paint. So I'm not sure. I need to think about this. Because if I paint over it, I mean, I can really make it pop with colour. I really could. Really could. No, I would probably go with some of the more classic colours rather than what's displayed here, because because I want to make it pop as much as possible, and runabouts are really colourful. Part of the reason I like them so much. If I were to, for example, where's my pen? Let's a box like that, and let's go for a lighter colour. Doesn't look too bad. It's obviously bright because I've got my studio lights on, but that's not bad. Not a bad effect either, and it doesn't go through the paper. So, well, not much, if anything. So, these might be the way to go. What are we thinking? What do you guys think? Just try and match the colour scheme with as many pens as I can. So for the bit that's around where those pen lids, where the pen lids are, the two strips there, it's not a bad sort of contrast. Maybe go a little bit dark. It's tough. Bleeding is a pain. Yeah. I mean, I'd have to probably. I'll be honest with you. I would probably have to get my magnifying glass out. or put my really kind of sexy reading glasses on. Note that they're worse. They're worse. I mean, I've got hull colours. That's the thing. I've got hull colours, but not a lot. So, I mean, it's probably this one and this one, which are the hull colours. I mean, what we got here? Got that one. It's probably a little too dark, and then you got that one, which I'd probably do the hull there and the shading there, which follows the bottom line. But that's again, to do that and then bleed that into it. Does that look like a clear enough line? I don't know. I don't know. I think the colours match. I think the colour would be fine. But then if I try not to get these muddled up, if I do that, for example, and then I get like the deepest red I can get, am I able to go over without it bleeding? Yeah. You can layer them. That's good to know. So you got one brush end and one pen end. Brush end I'd probably do for all the paneling. I mean, I don't have that many different shades to work with, but oh, there's one thing I missed. I can't believe I missed that. There you go. Don't know. That's a tough call. Tough call. I'd have to make sure I got all the colours right. Yeah, that's a green, so that's not going to work. It's a dark blue. That's really dark. That's not going to work. Yeah, the colours don't always match as well, so you have to be really careful with that. What's this one? Oh, that's the same one I picked out, like an idiot. I just picked the same one twice. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, there's two separate blues there. I'd probably go for that to be the Xell colour. So the other thing I want to ask is, you're going to go over it afterwards. So if I do sort of paste over too much, what brands are those? Arteco, probably like really cheap generic Amazon brand. Well, they weren't cheap, but might be generic. Thank you for all the likes, by the way, for a little stream. This is doing very well. What am I looking for now? So there's only the only annoying thing is that there's only one type of red. All the others are more orange spectrum. There's very few sort of bleeding into pinks. So the red is going to have to be the Bizarre Collectors. And then I'm going to have to go with a particular shade of orange for all the yellow stuff. Well, some of the orange anyway. And then the yellow highlights. Yeah. So I mean, if I generally, if I pick my colours and they're not too far from one another, and I don't get them mixed up, I should be all right. Oh, sniffly. What do you think? What I don't want to have happen. I wonder if I can find that portfolio. Just give me a sec. It's a portfolio. Okay, so this is the stuff that I've done since I was a kid. All right, and they're sort of varying ages. Okay, and I'm see if I can find the specific picture that I did. Oh, where is it? Bit of Family Guy. I try to do a lot of variations of different styles. What's wrong? Choirs to do. Nicely done, UK. Thank you very much. Or chores to do. What chores in Mauritius? Thank you for stopping by. Let me just see if I can find. I'm sure. Hey, there's the Enterprise B that I did. Look, that's the one. Fucking years ago that was. Yeah, that was the Enterprise B. I thought it might have been the Excelsior. I did all the Thunderbirds when did them a few years ago. To be fair, where is? Did I keep that? I may have kept it. I'm hoping I kept it. Probably not then. I'm sure I did. There was a one that I did of a shuttle, a Enterprise D type shuttle, And and I did lines. Yeah, I drew felt tip lines to colour it in. I mean, I could always come back to this in another stream and do the pens. Then see if, so I don't want to add colour if it's gonna spoil the aesthetic. I mean, right now it looks kind of clinical and kind of sterile, bland. But yeah, I don't know. We don't have. Oh, actually, I've just had an idea. Sorry, my hair again. Correction pen. I can just dab over. Hell yeah, fixed. Well, for the most part, anyway. What are we thinking? Anyway, I think nearly 2.5 hours. It's taken me. I think we save it for another stream. If I do another stream, you guys want to see that. Hopefully it'll be at a more convenient time for everybody. But there you go. Runabout, not bad. Quite happy with it. So yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave the stream there. We'll come back to this possibly on another stream, maybe tomorrow if I get some time. Until then, thank you so much for joining. Look after yourself. Look after one another. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, all the other buttons. You know, the buttons of buttons and all those different other buttons. And if you want to see more of this sort of stuff, drawing wise, let me know. I may very well do some bonus stuff as well. And yeah, until next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, take care. Thank you for joining me. Bye bye.